Hey, it's Paul from howtoplaybassdotcom. In today's lesson we're going to look at Paul McCartney's bass line on the Beatles tune And Your Bird Can Sing. Great thing in this bass line is what Paul McCartney plays on the bridge, something for the more advanced students out there who know how to do this kind of thing, is to take what he plays on the bridge to practice area, play it in all 12 keys, practice it in different genres. He does something that's very, very melodic and very cool in the bass line. Makes the song for me. It's great, just 4 bars, great thing that you can lift and add to your vocabulary of ideas. Before we get started with the intro, if you're not already a subscriber to my free monthly e-zine, click the link underneath the video and head over to my website and subscribe. As a thank you for subscribing, you'll get a sequence of song tutorials in video and PDF format over the next few days, locations of which are delivered via email. And also there's a monthly song tutorial, again in video and PDF format. All this material is exclusive to subscribers and all it costs is your email address. So go and do that, and then come back here and we'll get started with the intro of And Your Bird Can Sing. Just heard the intro being played with the backing track. 4-bar pattern, basic E chord. There are 2 patterns that you need to know. The first one, this pattern, is used in the 1st and the 4th bar. It's a fairly straightforward pattern. It's E, E, B, B, C sharp, E. Note locations are 7th fret of the A string for E, 7th fret of the E string for B, 9th fret for C sharp. The first E, however, notice it's played staccato. That pattern's used in the 1st and the 4th bar. The pattern that's used in the 2nd and the 3rd bar is a subtle variation. It's this. Okay, so it's E, E, notice that first E, staccato again, B, A sharp, 6th fret of the E string, C sharp, 9th fret of the E string, D sharp, 6th fret of the A string. So E, E, B, A sharp, C sharp, D sharp. So that pattern's used for the 2nd and the 3rd bars of the intro. So I'll play the 4 bars of the intro slowly. Pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 2, pattern 1. Okay, and then we're into the first bars of the verse. Verses 1 and 2 are identical. We'll look at those in the next section, so let's move on and look at those. Okay, verses 1 and 2, 8-bar pattern for each of these verses. First 2 bars are identical. Slight variation of the patterns we looked at in the intro. We're playing E, E, B, B, C sharp, D sharp. So you've got 2 E's. Remember that first one, staccato again. 7th fret of the A string, 2 B's, 7th, these are 8th note B's, 7th fret of the E string, C sharp at the 9th fret, D sharp at the 6th fret of the A string. That pattern repeats, E, E, B, B, C sharp, D sharp. Then the 3rd bar we're going to play a variation, we're effectively going to play what we call pattern 1 in the intro, but we're going to hold that E when we get back to E. So it's E, E, B, B, C sharp, E, and then we're going to hold that E into the 4th bar, then play another E, then play B, D sharp, E, B. Should have all those note locations. So those 4 bars would be okay, then the 5th bar we're going up to F sharp. I'm going to play this, which is 2 F sharps at the 9th fret of the A string, 2 C sharps, 9th fret of the E string, E and F sharp, 7th and 9th frets of the A string. Then we're going to play which is A, G sharp, F sharp, F sharp. So simple scalar pattern, A and G sharp, 7th and 6th frets of the A string, 2 F sharps at that 9th fret again. And then we've got 2 more chords of E, or 2 more bars of E. We're going to play. And this is a pattern that crops up again and again in the tune. First bar is 2 E's, and then G sharp, A sharp, B, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th frets of the D string. And then the 8th bar we're going to play, which is E, octave E, 9th fret of the G string, G sharp, A, B sharp, sorry, A sharp and B. So we'll see that pattern again in the tune. It's used a lot. So that's, I'll just play those last 4 bars. Okay, so put those 2 4-bar sections together. That's verse 1. Repeat it for verse 2, and then we get to the next section, which is my favourite section of the tune. It's the bridge. Okay, you just heard my favourite section of the tune, the bridge. First 4 bars, we've got this interesting sequence that McCartney's playing. It's something like this. Okay, so we'll go through those notes. Starts off with 2 G sharps, 6th fret of the D string, followed by low G sharp, 4th fret of the E string, C sharp, 4th fret of the A string, D sharp, 6th fret of the A string, then it lands on the next root note, which is G natural, 5th fret of the D string, and then we've got that same sequence, G sharp, C sharp, D sharp, then we go to the next root note, F sharp at the 4th fret of the D string, then the same low 3-note sequence, G sharp, C sharp, D sharp, and then we go to F natural, 3rd fret of the D string. Again, we've got that sequence, G sharp, C sharp, D sharp. This time it goes to E. So what you're doing is you've got, those are the kind of the top notes on the downbeats. Just a descending sequence from G sharp to F sharp to, sorry, G sharp to G natural to F sharp to F, and it's broken up with this pattern with those 3 notes followed by the following root note. So so it's a really nice little pattern that he's done there, really nice melodic thing, makes the bass line in my opinion. This bass line is worth learning just for this one piece and taking it to your practice area, extrapolating it out, playing it in different keys, different rhythms, etc. From that 4th bar where we go, then we go the last 4 bars we're going to play. So what we're playing is we're playing 2 E's, and we're sliding down to C sharp, sorry, those 2 E's are 7th fret again of the A string. We're going down to C sharp, 4th fret of the A string, G sharp, 4th fret of the E string, F sharp at the 2nd fret of the E string, open E, 6th bar, standard R&B kind of pattern, 2 F sharps, 2 C sharps, E and F. The F sharp's the 4th fret of the D string, C sharp's the 4th fret of the A string, E's the 2nd fret of the D string. Then the next bar is also an F sharp bar, and we're going to play, which is F sharp, C sharp, E, F sharp, C sharp. Then the final bar is in B, and we're going to play, which is B, 2nd fret of the A string, octave B, 4th fret of the G string, F sharp, 4th fret of the D string, and 3 more B's, which is the 2nd fret of the A string again. So I'm going to play that entire 8-bar sequence slowly for you so you can hear how it sounds. from there, slide up to E, and that's the first note in the kind of the guitar break. Uses the verse format but plays a different kind of pattern mostly to the verse, so we'll go and look at that next section. Okay, the guitar break. We've got 4 bars of E. As I said at the end of the last section, it's the same chord progression as the verse, but McCartney essentially is playing something different. In the 4 bars of E, he's playing this pattern. So he's getting some nice vertical distance in his bass line. What he's doing is he's playing 2 root notes, 2 E's at the 7th fret of the A string, then he's sliding into the B, the 9th fret of the D string from the A, and that also gives him the position then to grab the F sharp, which is the 11th fret of the G string. He plays that 4 times. And then he plays a similar pattern on the F sharp minor chord, except this time it's 2 F sharps, the 9th fret of the A string, and then the slides from B to C sharp, which are the 9th and 11th frets of the D string. And then he grabs the octave F sharp, 11th fret of the G string again, and then we're going to play nice melodic figure. He's playing B, A, G sharp, 9, 7, 6 of the D string, and F sharp, E, D sharp, 9, 7, 6 of the A string. And then we've got this pattern again, which we had in the that 2-bar pattern on the E chord, finishes off the 8-bar sequence. We had that pattern in the verse 1 and verse 2. It's low E, octave E, 2 G sharps, A sharp, B. I'll do the note locations again. 7th fret A string for that low E, 9th fret G string for the octave E, and then 2 on the 6th fret of the D string G sharp, 7, 8 and 9 will give you A sharp and B. That's also a really nice pattern that you can lift, play in all 12 keys, put it into your vocabulary of ideas for bass lines. Changing the rhythm up, it works really nicely too, and use it in all sorts of genres. After that guitar solo, we go back, play the bridge that we played again, that figure, and then after that we then go on to verse 3, which is a variation of the basic verse. So let's go and look at verse 3. Okay, you just heard verse 3 being played with a backing track. In this verse, McCartney's playing something like this. The first 4 bars are the main variation. Okay, so what we're playing, we've got a quarter note descending pattern, 2 E's, 7th fret of the A string, 2 D sharps, 6th fret of the A string, 2 C sharps, the 4th fret, 2 B's, 7th fret of the E string, then we've got 2 E's, and then we've got that 16th note pattern, or 16th note bar that comes out of 16th note beat rather, that comes out of nowhere, just hammering on from A to B and D to E, 7th and 9th frets of the D and G strings respectively, and then you go from that octave G back to the low G, from that octave E back to the low E, and then play another E, and then B, C sharp, E, C sharp. So that pattern again, that 4 bars. Okay, then the last 4 bars starts off in F sharp. So 2 F sharps, C sharp, E, F sharp, E. F sharp's the 9th fret of the A string, C sharp at the 9th fret of the E string again, and E's the 7th fret of course. And then we're going to play a variation of that figure going down from A. we're going to play is A, G sharp, F sharp, E, C sharp. And then we've got that pattern again to close out verse 3. We've covered both of those patterns earlier in the lesson. I'll just play those last 4 bars again. Okay, that takes us to the 4th verse and the outro. Pretty straightforward, it's all based on that. We'll go through, listen to it with the backing track, and then I'll talk through it as well. There's an extra 3 bars, kind of the outro on it. So we'll go to verse 4 and the outro. You just heard verse 4 in the outro with the backing track. First 4 bars. We've covered that pattern a couple of times at least in the lesson. Very straightforward. The next bar, F sharp. So we're playing 2 F sharps, C sharp, E, F sharp, and then we've got a variation of the run we looked at the end of verse 3. So it's A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D sharp, and then playing the riff 2 more times on E. And then we've got, in the outro, we've got 3 bars where we're going to play this. Just this basic pattern we looked at in the intro. And then the bass drops out and the guitar chord finishes it. Those 3 bars, 2 E's, 2 B's, C sharp, E, all the note locations we've done earlier in the lesson. So that sounds more complex than it is, but if you put those parts together, you'll be able to get through the song and sound authentic. And it's one of those songs, it's a great fun song to play along to, great song to play with a band, I would think. I've never played it in a live context myself, but I would love to. It's just got one of those bass lines that when you play it, you can't help putting a smile on your face. Some really cool stuff in there, and I highly recommend taking that bridge and taking it to your practice area, practicing it in all 12 keys. Very handy and very interesting bass line thing that Paul McCartney does in that. So hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll catch you in the next tutorial.